Well, as you know, if you're joining us now, today is all about building a brand for everybody and anybody, and that includes looking to the future of fashion. In this next session, five fashion master students from the University of Niederrhein in Germany share their creative ethos and muse on the future for a more sustainable, inclusive industry. They are joined by Professor Michael Ernst. Professor Ernst, welcome to 3D Tech Fest. We're so glad you can join us. Take it away.
A warm welcome from Niederrhein University and the Virtual Lab team. My name is Michael and I'm the head of the Virtual Lab founded in 2012. Since long time we are focusing on 3D product development related to real product development with a strong focus on teaching and lecturing. Our students and especially our master classes get familiar with the full range of virtual product development, starting with scanning, fabric testing, simulation up to e-commerce and rendering. The fact that we have all parts of the textile chain in-house, from spinning, weaving, knitting up to manufacturing of the final product, enables us to create multiple projects and cover all aspects of product development. The strong relation to industry helps us to implement always the latest technology, thus students are highly specialized in this field and well prepared for the job. The following presentations show only a brief look into the two virtual product development courses, but anyway covering multiple parts of it and consistently the needed transformation into reality. Thank you so much to Alvan on hosting this event, and greeting from Niederrhein University and the virtual lab team.
Hello and welcome to my presentation showing a small virtual collection created this summer semester at the Niederrhein University in one of the master courses of virtual product development. My name is Katharina Hanna-Korabe. I started studying fashion design right after graduation from high school. During my studies, I did an internship in London with Mary Granzu, and after my bachelor's degree at the design department, I spent 6 months in design at Peek & Cloppenburg, Düsseldorf. I'm specializing in virtual product development and I'm working as a research assistant for testing of visual and physical material properties with Professor Ernst. The collection will feature my imaginary label Hanako based on my second forename, my 3 initials, and the corresponding Japanese kanji. Hanako stands for a classic and chic woman who dresses femininely and also loves to make a cultural statement. It is high-quality clothing that makes you stand out. The collection presented here is called Rogu, which means logo and already reflects the main focus of the collection. Under the motto Signature Style, the collection stages Hanako's own logo print. With the technique of sublimation printing, the logo pattern was printed on sublimation paper from Sapi and finally transferred to the fabric. The visual parameters for both materials, the chiffon and the black structured fabric, were investigated by using the Visu X-Tech system and the physical parameters by using the CLO testing kit. The chiffon was tested printed and unprinted state to detect mass and stiffness variations. In addition, to get more details of the 3-dimensional drape, images of the fabric were taken with the virtual lab drapometer and evaluated by the classifier. At the virtual lab, the individual body scan was taken by using the Vitronic laser scanner from Evolution. The avatar was imported to CLO and by using the avatar converter tool, transformed into an animated CLO avatar. The measurements were adjusted in CLO so that they mostly matched the original measurements. The basic pattern was originally created in Graphis Interactive CAD software, imported via DXF into CLO and firstly simulated. So-called blancos and white plain color are derived from this basic pattern, resulting in product variations of blouses, skirts, trousers, and dresses, serving as a starting point for the Rogu collection. For production, the modified pattern has been re-imported to Graphis CAD for industrial making and production output. Starting with the blanco shown on the slide before, the Rogu outfits were created by mix and match of blouses, trousers, skirts, and dresses and filled with the logo print chiffon and black structured fabric. By already adding the tested physical parameters of these materials, the first impression is given and serves as the decision tool in virtual meetings for the final collection. To check additional colorways besides black and white, the colors blue and red were tested, as these are popular Japanese colors, also selected for the Rogu collection. By using the colorway editor, the exchange of fabric, trims, and stitching colors is easily given and available on-demand tool for product comparison. The comparison between the real outfit and the virtual simulated one is most helpful when it comes to fit check and design check and the approval of a virtual product development process as a whole. Only by achieving a comparable statement the benefit of this process is given. Of course, there will always be a difference more or less, but a 3D simulation is necessary to read in respect of fit issues and to improve them back into reality. Color approval or color reliability strongly depends on calibration and given technical possibilities. To summarize, finally, I believe that 3D is a way forward in clothing and textile industry. To close the gap between design and pattern and production is clearly the most important task to solve in the near future to get all the advantages of virtual product development process, like slimming the process itself, saving cost and time. Therefore, I'm more than happy to build up my knowledge and experience in this field at Virtual Lab to be well prepared for my industrial career. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions or comments, I would be happy to hear from you via the contact details provided. I wish you an exciting 3D Tech Festival.
Hello and welcome. I'm Agnes Korn, a student at Niederrhein University of Applied Science in Germany, and I'm currently doing my master degree in textile products with a main focus on clothing development. Whilst on the course Product Development with TG3D by Professor Michael Ernst, who also leads the virtual lab at the university, I have created a small women's wear collection called Crossed Collection Spring-Summer 2022. The collection has been developed with the TG3D Studio's body scanner, fabric scanner, and 3D fashion design software, which are all part of the 3D virtual lab. The main inspiration for the Crossed Collection Spring-Summer 2022 has been rock and roll, grunge, and old-school hip-hop. The Crossed Collection is supposed to be bold, fearless, and dark. As to be seen on the mood board on the left, the main inspiration for the collection has been lace, color black, and crosses. The cross itself has become the main design feature of the collection and pattern cutting. Fabrics like lace, chiffon, and leather in black and blue have been combined in order to make the collection more casual and wearable during the day, but also to be a highlight on a great night out. For the simulation of textile products, it is needed to display the designs on a body, the so-called avatar. It is possible to use parametric avatars that are provided by the TG3D Studio software, or to use a scanner, which is basically a body scan that has been translated into 3D data. For the Crossed Collection, parametric TG3D brand avatars have been used in size 38. The absolutely most mesmerizing aspect of 3D CAD is the visualization of the fabrics and their material properties by translating these into virtual parameters. One way to do that is to scan the fabric with the TG3D fabric scanner, which not only provides a picture of the fabric texture, color, and print, which is called the color map, but also gives 4 additional fabric maps, including the normal, specular, roughness, and alpha map. Each of them is necessary for the simulation of different fabric properties. Another tool to help creating a realistic simulation of the fabric and its behavior is to examine the fabric with a drapometer and feed the software with the resulting data. The virtual lab at the Niederrhein University is permanently working and developing systems and calculations how to translate fabric behavior and properties into software data so you can receive the most realistic imitation of the original fabric. Once the designs have been chosen that are supposed to be visualized, the actual product development can be started and the avatar and its measurements can be adjusted, and the development of the CAD pattern can begin. The patterns can be drawn from scratch or can be used from the garment library that can be directly altered in shape, fit, and fabric, which saves a lot of time and resources. Fabric maps from the fabric scanner will be then assigned to each pattern piece and can be altered individually as well. The pattern pieces will be then virtually sewn together and sent to the 3D simulation window, which once the process is started, magically sews the garment onto the avatar. The 3D garment can be then seen from every angle and even in motion once an animation has been applied. The 3D simulation software offers some great possibilities to alter the avatar's look and poses, and can create quick variations of designs by colorway options, where the fabric and colors of the pattern pieces can be changed really quickly and easily. As a result of the work with the TG3D Studio software, a large number of designs have been created and combined in a small runway show. 4 outfits of the show are presented on the next page. Altogether, the master's project has shown me the importance of 3D product development, especially in the fashion industry. The amount of designs and design variations that have been created in a relative short amount of time show that 3D CAD in simulation saves time, money, and resources. The waste of samples can be reduced or even prevented in case of dismissed designs. It's very important to create awareness to the design process and take the next step into the future of product development and sustainability. With the studies of several CAD systems at the Niederrhein University, it is possible to choose the right one for each project, depending on the need of quick visualization of ideas or the development of product priority. There's a great pool of leading CAD software systems to choose from.
Hello everyone, my name is Vanessa. I'm a student and research assistant at the Niederrhein University. Within a master's course and in cooperation with the virtual lab, I developed a virtual mini collection which I would like to present to you. My presentation is split into two parts. The first part is about the idea and the virtual development. The second part focuses on the real development of an outfit from the collection. The collection I developed is for the imaginary brand Aquarius for curious, freedom-loving and rebellious people. It is inspired by the summer and the festival season as shown on the mood board. The colors are mainly based on the shades of the sunset. All these impressions added up to make my own print design. On this slide, you can see the avatars I used. I did 3 body scans and compared the measurements to each other. Based on the results, I decided that the Andro scan is the most fitting. In CLO, I converted the scanner to the CLO avatars, which you can see here. I captured the visual parameters with Visu and Xtext to get a realistic presentation of the fabric. For the physical parameters, I used the belonging testing kit. In the end, I used all of these maps here in CLO for my garment. For the pattern of my outfits, I proceeded differently. There are some patterns I created with Graphis and imported to CLO. For some, I modified the basic t-shirt of CLO, and I also used basic blocks out of Graphis, which I modified in CLO. On this slide, you can see the Blanco concept of my collection. As you can see, there are some tops and blouses, but also dresses, even a body and a jacket. Next up, I want to show you the collection in its main colors and the different colorways. The print represents the main theme and therefore appears through the entire collection. I created different colorways which I applied to the various outfits of the collection. I would like to highlight this outfit again, as this was also created as a real product. Here's a short film of the avatar in the outfit which shows the fit and the fall of the material. At the end of the virtual product development, I made renderings of the details. They show zippers, trims, and all the small and important parts. Now I want to talk about the real product development. In preparation, I also did a virtual fitting where I focused on the fit and the design of the garment. Based on that, I made appropriate changes to the pattern. To have a better look at the outfit that was developed in the process, I made a schematic render of the simulation. As you can see, the outfit consists of a red blouse and a white shirt. The print I designed is inspired by a festival sky. For the design process, I used Adobe Photoshop. After that, in the printing process, the design was first printed on a transfer paper by Sapi. Calendars I used to transfer the paint under pressure and heat from the paper to the fabric. Due to the printing parameters, the width of the fabric was reduced to 1 meter and 10 centimeters, which becomes clear in the marker. Now that the outfit is sewn, I would like to compare the simulation with the real product. It is noticeable that the posture on the avatar is too perfect and the creases are more visible in real life than in the simulation due to the nature of material. All in all, however, the simulation is very realistic and reflects the design and fit very well. In my opinion, the technical background in CLO is missing. For instance, when I changed something in the pattern, I always had to do the changes in another program before importing it again into CLO. In addition to that, I think knots and buttons as well as the manual testing are still a bit challenging for the user. To mention the manual testing, there are always inaccuracies because of the human hand. Apart from that, CLO is a very versatile application with great opportunities for design and visual appearance. I think, for example, the marketing area or the e-commerce could really profit from the system. For me, 3D in the apparel industry has always been an opportunity to make the industry more flexible and sustainable. And because the 3D field is consistently growing, it is especially important for me to learn and be able to use this system. That was the little insight into my virtual collection development. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for this opportunity to present here, and of course, thank you for your attention during the presentation.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my presentation about 3D product development with Clove. Let me start by saying a few words about my own background. My name is Tatjana Reider and I am a master's student in Management of Textile Trade and Technology at the Niederrhein University in Mönchengladbach. I graduated in fashion design at the design department Düsseldorf and gained working experience during an internship at Christian Weinans in Antwerp. Since March 2021, I am working as a freelance fashion designer and pattern maker, and currently I am also working as a research assistant for CAD at the Niederrhein University. So let's dive into my project and my inspiration. Due to the COVID pandemic, we've gotten used to spend the day in comfortable clothes. With a slow return to normal life, we still seek comfortable but also elegant attire. New Leisure is a spring-summer collection which combines elegance with coziness and offers aesthetics without sacrificing convenience. The next slide shows my mood board. The target customer is a grown woman and also working woman who has interest in design, architecture, and aesthetics. The colors are bright and the silhouettes are modern and feminine. Next, I will show you the virtual collection I designed and simulated in Clo 3D. The collection consists of 3 different outfits with 1 variation of each. The fabric I have chosen is comfortable but elegant at the same time. The blue fabric is a thick and slightly shiny jersey, and the printed fabric is a light chiffon. This slide shows all outfits and details. Here you can see outfit 1 that I've also produced to compare the fit between the real and the virtual product, followed by a colorway and also variation. Then we have outfit 2 with also a colorway and the variation of this outfit, and outfit 3 where I edited also colorway and the variation of the outfit. Let's move on with the printing process. On this slide, you can see the print I used for the chiffon. I have developed this print during my internship in Antwerp. The print was printed by using sublimation printing, which means that the pattern was first printed on paper and then transferred via heated rollers to the fabric. The next slide shows the direct comparison of the real and the virtual outfit from the side, from the front, and also from the back. You can see that the fit of the virtual fitting is quite authentic. Also, the folds of the fabrics look very realistic. Only the blue fabric is not as shiny as in reality, which might be a result of the lighting settings in Clo. But overall, I was really happy with the result of the virtual fitting compared to the real product. Here you can also see a comparison in motion. Finally, I'd like to give a conclusion on this project and on Clo 3D. In general, I think that 3D product development and virtual staging are already important in the textile industry and will gain even more relevance in the future, since the industry has a lot of sustainability deficits. 3D is a promising way to present different styles and colorways to the audience before the production process. At the same time, costs can be reduced since not every colorway and variation has to be produced for the presentation to the clients. For me in my future path, I think it is crucial to be able to use CAD in 3D applications. Therefore, I have completed different courses in 3D applications such as Clo or Vidya by Assist to broaden my competencies, because I think that more and more companies will require those skills from their employees in the future. Concerning Clo 3D, I think that it's very intuitive and self-explaining, and it was really fun and interesting to learn all the functions, and I think you can get really fast results. The fit is realistic and the portrayal of pattern and garment is very authentic. The testing kit is quite intense, but I think it has a realistic result, and in general, Clo is very strong in virtual staging, but it was a challenge to edit the pattern with Clo, since the 2D functions are not as advanced as in other applications. To create a production-ready pattern, I think it is advisable to use some other application, such as Assist or Lectra. But overall, I think it is a great and accessible application which offers a lot of functions and possibilities. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any further questions concerning my presentation, my work, or my persona, please don't hesitate to contact me via the following channels. Goodbye and have a nice day.
Hello and welcome to my presentation, My Fair Lady of Virtual Product Development. My name is Valentina Novak and I'm studying Master in Textile Products Clothing at Niederrhein University, focusing on 3D. The collection My Fair Lady for summer 2023 from the brand VN represent a young, elegant, extravagant but not revealing fashion for young women in the 20s. To make them stand out by using light flowing fabrics such as silk, satins, lace-like fabrics and chiffon, rounded off with matching accessories and eye-catcher for special occasions. As a special feature of the collection, pleats, flounces, slits and cutouts in various forms are incorporated into each garment. The musical film My Fair Lady was the inspiration, where many of the chosen elements were integrated in their own detailed way. At the beginning, the individual human body was scanned by using T3D's Kinetic 360 body scanner. To get the full range of animation and poses, the individual measurements were transferred to the given parametric avatar Jane instead of importing the created live avatar from the platform. Double-checking the location of the parametric measurements results in an idealized avatar acceptable for this project, but of course lacking in details of individual posture and body parts. Concerning the virtual fabric properties visual, the Nuno fabric scanner was taken. 3 main fabrics, satin, chiffon and a mesh, have been scanned and recolored for design aspects and imported directly into DC Suite. The 3D preview from the scanning software was really helpful in a first evaluation of the scanning results. Physical fabrics properties have been tested by using the virtual lab Drapometer and classifier software. Apart from using traditional testing rigs, time and cost intensive, the 3-dimensional drape was recorded and transferred automatically by the software to the DC Suite program of TG3D. Starting design with the color concept, RGB profiles are used for all of them inspired by fire and water. The 3 fabrics are colorized by using the developed color concept directly in DC after calibrating the screens. The transparency of the respective materials is directly visible and reflects the likeness of the VN My Fair Lady collection. After assigning the physical properties to the chosen fabrics, the style design and the silhouettes are finalized in 3D by taking the simulated basic designs and checking air gap, strain and stress settings, goal-directed, respecting fit and design. These investigations are strongly related to the selected avatar physical parameters and simulation settings, but can give anyway a first impression also for fit. To simplify the repeating design process, the basic design of the products are presented first as a so-called Blanco style design. These products can be used next time in the product development process again and serve as base for new products as a starting point by filling a Blanco library. 5 top products, 3 skirts, 2 trousers and 4 Blanco dresses are taken as a base for the new collection. Now let's start the mix and match of blancos to create multiple combinations by using all single basic products, tops, skirts and trousers. Before putting the textile structure on, mix and match of blanco styles enables to check the all-over silhouettes and proportions of the product to combine preferred without deflecting avatar. By mix and match the single products, the blanco new collection can be created and single products adapt or exchange if needed in this process step. Finally, the textile structures and the color variations are assigned virtually with maps to sharpen the final collection and for the final decision before presenting the virtual collection in a first buyer meeting for the next process steps. Up to now, the complete collection is still developed virtually and presented before spending time and costs for sample making and rework in developing loops. Anyway, most critical the acceptance of only virtual presented products, especially in a fashion world with high importance of fabric touch, reflecting always an individual feeling. When it comes to manufacturing, the tech pack is needed. A lot of information can be directly transferred from the 3D simulation in its tools. Anyway, depending from the attention to detail in simulation, often there is still a gap and misunderstandings, and a mix between 3D and 2D is still necessary to describe the product in detail. The missing of pattern knowledge and transfer increase the known gap between companies, agencies, manufacturers and suppliers known from 2D also in 3D. To wrap up, 3D is already a common tool and has made its way in product development. A lot of tools, software and equipment are available, but the main point is still the in-house process of most companies not perfectly aligned with 3D, and even more critical when trying to outsource 3D before achieving in-house expertise. The process usually starts with design and often ends up with e-commerce nowadays. Anyway, the steps in between and especially the fact of finally producing a garment should be not forgotten about. I am happy that 3D could already become such an important part in my master studies, knowing that especially the technical development part in 3D will be the real challenge to cope with.
All right, thank you so much, Professor Ernst. I want to take this minute really quickly to talk about a session that we had yesterday. As you remember, Janice and Kathy talked about what industry training means for the future of fashion. And in truth, this is what it looks like. The reason we are showcasing this German school is because they have a master's program that is very technical, as you saw from these 5 students, and they actually make the garments afterwards, meaning they are a university program that incorporates both manufacture and 3D design. So you end up with students who really understand product and different 3D softwares. Fun fact, they're also required to do an apprenticeship for a year for a company. So if you are on the hunt for talent, all these students are ready to be hired. So do get in touch with them.